I'm gonna keep this is fun. Yeah. Hello guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of TirsbaekTV, where today we have a new tutorial for you where we are going to be fitting a straight through exhaust pipe to the TirsbaekTV Td5 Defender behind us.
And that means that we need to get under it, we need to rip out the old one, the old standard box, and put it in a straight pipe instead.
So we can make a lot more noise.
Indeed. We like noise. We are.
The new exhaust simply bolts in where the original hefty mid-silencer box sits. And not only does it improve the sound of your engine, but due to the fact that the silencer box is such a large obstruction in the engine's combustion, removing it allows the exhaust gases to escape more quickly, which adds a number of benefits, such as reducing turbo lag by allowing air to flow more easily through the turbo thanks to reduced back pressure, which overall can improve acceleration. As well as this, some owners have even reported great improvements in fuel consumption, which is something we'll be keeping an eye on and reporting back on. The tools you'll be needing are pretty simple, but, as with all Defenders, can vary depending on the condition of the vehicle. For example, we found ourselves using a variety of other implements, as you'll see later on. But basically, you're going to need a ratchet with a 17mm socket and possibly a hammer. Just maybe not that one. The stock Defender exhaust note is nothing special, so it's pretty unsurprising that with such an easily modifiable vehicle, someone decided to change that. The midsection has 2 bolts that hold it in on the front and 3 in the back. As the front 2 came out with ease, we struggled with the rear bolts, which were rusted on, most likely thanks to the spray from the rear wheels. Even with some more heavy-duty tools, they refused to budge. As a result, we had to put the Landy up on the lift and call in some extra help. The rust was so severe, we had to resort to using an angle grinder to saw the bolts right off. Once this was done, all it took was some serious wiggling to remove the box from the rubber mounts, and it was free. Although this may not be a necessary step on all Defenders, we used files and wire wool to remove the remainder of the rust around the exhaust. We obviously had to replace the bolts on the rear, so we made sure to use stainless steel ones so if we ever needed to change it, we wouldn't run into the same problems. The exhaust obviously has to be a tight fit to prevent any leaks. This meant it was fiddly to get in without removing the rear section, but as long as you have an extra pair of hands to help, it should be no problem. Something to bear in mind is that exhausts obviously vary from being very hot to very cold, so they can deform over time, making jobs like this tricky. However, lucky for us, the new pipe fit perfectly with the original. Once we tightened all the bolts on both sides, the exhaust was a perfect fit. I think we succeeded pretty well with what we were planning on doing. We're definitely making some more noise. So I think the plan is now to go and burn all the diesel left in my fuel tank. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Be aware that this Defender is a 1999 model. Any TD5s from 2001 onwards will have a catalytic converter, so a straight-through exhaust may not have the same effect. And, in some areas, removing the catalytic converter may be illegal, so be sure to check first. But overall, our job was a success.